It's a question, Alessia, of drawing the reader's attention to a book that's worth reading. And that doesn't just mean reviewing big books by the standout important names. I think we have a great role in drawing people's attention to books by less known authors from smaller publishers, and indeed self-published books. And as you know from recent issues, we're reviewing apps, electronic things, so it's not only print. As you now know, as the reviews editor, you get deluged with books. There are far too many books published for anyone to read. And for a practitioner, the role of the reviews editor is to read, or at least look at, those books for you, and for the reviewer to digest them, to summarize them, to evaluate them. Because people nowadays don't have time or money, because these books are often expensive, to read everything. And also people tend to read within their specialization, and a good reviews section introduces you to areas and keeps you up to date with areas which otherwise you wouldn't know about. Well, in an ideal world, you have a reviewer who knows the field well and kicks off by giving the reader a sense of what the field is, placing the book within a context. Then you need a summary of the content. Some reviewers often start out with their aims and say, I'm evaluating the book along these and these criteria. You need an evaluation of the book, and you need what I call shading or shadow, in other words, perspective. I mean, traditionally the penultimate section of a review is to say, well, so good up to a point, but it could be this, that, or the other. And, you know, I've never taken the view that there's any point at all in wholly negative or wholly positive reviews. The reviewer's got to be your friend, standing by your shoulder, saying, hey, this is worth looking at. What do you think? Well, I'm glad you asked me that, because if you look at the October 2012 edition of ELTJ, you've got Alan Maley's amazing review of reviews, which he surveys the last 17 years and picks out all the high spots. So, you know, he's done the work for me. But a particular area of interest of mine has always been the survey reviews, because that's where ELTJ covers teaching materials. And we've been very fortunate in survey reviewers who've given up literally weeks of their life to read everything in a particular area and give an opinion. And extensive reading is something very close to my heart. And David R. Hill has just written his last survey review of extensive reading, and it's an absolute masterpiece.